but don't be afraid to pivot your brand if you need to or if you want to. I think a lot of people, especially in the beginning, like they don't want to get started because they don't have the right equipment, or maybe they haven't thought through their brand name and they're like, I don't know if I want to be stuck with this for 50 years. You can always change in the future. Now, I don't recommend changing every couple of months. Like, there's no point setting up your LLC, doing all that stuff. Like, don't do it. But if you need to change, go ahead and change. Just make sure you do your research in the beginning, like we're talking about.
You got to just press record. I kind of want to start with like talking about, what do you wish you knew when it came to picking out a name for your channel? You were formerly known, like the, Prince, the artist formerly known as Prince, as the content bug. And I believe you've kind of now gone to your personal brand name. I think a lot of people wonder, should I do a personal brand? What's a good way to name a channel? What's your journey been on picking out a name?
Yeah, so I got started with a content bug because, like I said, I didn't want to share my face. I didn't want to share my name. I even went by Cath instead of Cathrin because the way that I spell Cathrin is so unique that I was like, people can find me, and I don't want people to find me. I didn't want like my friends and family to find me. Like, I was embarrassed with what I was doing, which I shouldn't have been. So I got started with the content bug. Mistakes that I made. Okay, for one, I wish that I would have kind of just like gotten over myself and went with my real name, because now like all of my brand is built around me and what I'm doing with my life. And I want to like lead by example and create a life you love doing what you love. Like, that's what I've done for myself. So having my brand be Cathrin Manning makes so much more sense. But one of the mistakes I made is I did not Google the content bug before I picked that as my name. And that is 100% my first recommendation. Google it, because when content is connected with a bug, like anything digital connected with a bug is a bad thing. It's like a virus. So there was already this negative talk around the name that I was trying to establish myself as. And that was not good.
Man, that's great. And, that also reminds me, up until this point, I have a personal channel. I don't do a ton there. Sean Cannell. Think Media is just kind of a weird, we had this other project called Think International. So we picked out Think Media and I just sort of stuck with it. And I wasn't applying any of your tips at the time. But as you know, I wrote a book with my friend Benji, and we started a side project called Video Influencers. Because that started so much later in my YouTube journey, that was the first brand we thought about. We thought about the name and a checklist of things we thought. We Googled it. Does anybody else have it? Can we get the .com? At the time we couldn't, but we wondered if we could get the .com, and we purchased it later for a good price from like a domain buyer. Can we get the social media handle? So that's like another one. Thinking about that ahead of time is related to the name. Twitter is limited characters, so it's video influencer without the S, but everywhere we were able to get it, and we kind of secured that ahead of time. If you are coaching somebody on like branding and naming right now, how big of a deal do you think those nuances are? Sometimes you got to just make a decision, but what would you say in terms of thinking about your name cohesively across all channels?
Yeah, no, I agree. So one of the things that I did is I went to like a domain finder, and like the content bug wasn't taken. So I just bought it without Googling it. So not only do all the things that Sean is talking about there, but also make sure that you Google it to figure out what the talk is going on. And you don't want someone with a competitive name or something that's really similar, because SEO, whether it's on YouTube or Google, that's going to be really hard. But oh my gosh, okay, when it comes to your personal name and the research you want to do, I mean, for me, I was so afraid to switch from the content bug to Cathrin Manning, because my channel it was right before I hit 100,000 subscribers that I changed. I think I was around like maybe 80,000 subscribers that I made the change, but I was terrified to do it because I was like, everyone knows me as the content bug. I'm already established. My SEO is done. But don't be afraid to pivot your brand if you need to or if you want to. I think a lot of people, especially in the beginning, like they don't want to get started because they don't have the right equipment, or maybe they haven't thought through their brand name and they're like, I don't know if I want to be stuck with this for 50 years. You can always change in the future. Now, I don't recommend changing every couple of months. Like, there's no point setting up your LLC, doing all that stuff. Like, don't do it. But if you need to change, go ahead and change. Just make sure you do your research in the beginning, like we're talking about.
That's deep. And what's funny is as you're further along in the journey, I mean, we just made, I would consider it kind of a mistake. This very podcast is now called the Think Media Podcast, but it started as the Think Marketing Podcast. And I just was trying to be creative. I was trying to make it different than Think Media. This is funny because we had a team. I didn't even really talk to them. They were like, I don't know. We didn't know what you were doing either. Like, what the heck? You thought it was a good idea. And then I
Yeah.
was like, we're so far, to your point, youtube.com/think marketing, like branding, logos, and all this different stuff we put around it. And then I was like, that's going to be painful to change, but we knew it was the right decision. And now we're a couple months. And even just, it was like, well, why wouldn't everything be built around Think Media? But all that to say is, number one, if you're frustrated because you're looking back now and being like, shoot, I want to have it my personal name and not the content bug, or you're thinking like, I already have momentum, I want to stay. If it's right to change, just do it. It's not that big a deal. And the future is forward. Is there ramifications? Of course. But at some point, if you know it's the right move to make, then definitely make that move. Did you see thinkmediasale.com? For the holidays, we're giving you 80% off our brand new YouTube Made Simple course bundle. Get over $1,900 worth of our best courses, tools, templates, and more. Just go to thinkmediasale.com.